The NBA's power forward list this season has a lot of very strong players at that position. However, in saying this, it has made ranking them pretty damn difficult because a lot of them are in very similar tiers to one another. So, don't get too mad. Hello everyone and welcome back to Step Back with Zach, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking the top 10 power forwards in the NBA, continuing on with the series. Before we go any further, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It is my goal to hit 150 subscribers sooner rather than later. If you don't subscribe, you're going to find that you're out of hot water. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. So, moving right into it, we're going to start with the honorable mentions. Just like always, we have three. We're going to go through these pretty quickly. Honorable mention number one, I have Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, he has been really good, and ultimately, he could have ended up on this list. However, in my opinion, he just falls a little bit short of it due to a couple different things. He has no sort of jump shot whatsoever. From 10 feet to beyond the three-point line, he has shot only 37 times this season, which is insane. And all year, he's taken 4 threes and hit one. Just one. But he is one of the best interior presences we have in the entire association. I don't know why I say we. I'm not involved in the NBA. However, he has shot 668 total shots from less than 10 feet from the basket, including 405 shots at the rim, and shoots them at a 73.3% rate, which is really damn impressive. And overall, he's not the best defender in the world. Shout out Zion, he could make the list, but he's in my honorable mentions. Next up, I have OG Anunoby of the New York Knicks, and although he's not a typical power forward, he has been playing power forward for the Knicks. Now, OG Anunoby is one of my favorite role players in the NBA. He's one of the best two-way players, and he can genuinely step up and guard 1 through 5, which is not something that a lot of NBA players can say. And here's the main reason that the New York Knicks have had a good defense this year. He is the backbone of that team's D. But the main reason he didn't make the list is that ultimately he has just been very inconsistent on the offensive side of the ball, and he's also not the best jump shooter ever, and he's not a great mid-range shooter either, to be perfectly honest with you. But again, on any day, these two players so far could easily make the list. And that exact same thing could be said for the next player in my honorable mentions, Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Utah Jazz. That still sounds weird to say. Jaren Jackson Jr. is one of the best rim protectors in the entire association. He can stretch the floor. He's good for around 20 points a game pretty consistently. However, being 7 feet tall, the dude cannot rebound. He's averaging under 6 boards a game, and he's never averaged a lot of rebounds per game either, and that is just something that I really hold against him. And yes, he's played alongside some other centers in the past who he hasn't needed to grab a lot of rebounds, and that's going to be the exact same thing out there in Utah. But the main reason ultimately that he's not making my top 10 list for this season is the fact that with the Memphis Grizzlies, he just didn't seem to care, and it's fully understandable. The Grizzlies were just weird this season. The whole thing with Ja Morant possibly being traded, it just didn't look like he was giving it his all, which, yeah, fair enough. And he only played 3 games with Utah before going out with a season-ending surgery. So, yeah. Now we move into the top 10. At number 10, I have Aaron Gordon of the Denver Nuggets. Now, Aaron Gordon, although he has only played 27 games this season, and I hit players with injury taxes in my previous positions, however, I cannot deny the impact that Aaron Gordon has had for the Denver Nuggets this season. When he has been on the court, the Denver Nuggets have been significantly better. He's been absolutely elite. He started the season with that 50-point explosion against the Golden State Warriors where he hit 10 threes, and it was just absolutely insane. And the Denver Nuggets this year are 18-9 with him and are 23-18 without him. So even though they're still winning more games than they are losing without him, that win rate is not the best. They've still got Jokic and they've still got Jamal Murray, so of course they're going to be really good. However, Aaron Gordon is such a main piece for this team. He is also their defensive backbone. They have an incredible 112.5 defensive rating when he plays compared to 119.4 without him. So that really just goes to show you how insane he is. He's super versatile on the defensive end. He's a big body. He can match up with players taller than him, and he's quick enough to move his feet to guard players smaller than him. He can really do it all. I mean, he's not going to go out there and average 3 blocks per contest, but that's not what he does. He's just great. He is also absolutely elite alongside Nikola Jokic, especially in those pick and roll situations. Their two-man game produces 21 points per 100 possessions more than their opponents. So when they are on the court, goddamn, He's also, of course, really, really good alongside Jamal Murray. He's averaging 17 points per game on 49.5% shooting from the field and 39.5% from three. And this has dropped off recently. However, he still just seems to be an absolutely elite three-point shooter. He can just go absolutely bonkers at times as well. Like I mentioned, that 50-point game earlier in the season. And then recently in their game against OKC, which they lost unfortunately, he went off for 19 points in the first quarter. So he really can do it all, but like I mentioned, he's very versatile, he's a great plug-in player. However, he is still slowly recovering from that hamstring issue that he's been dealing with for like a year now. So hopefully that can come around before the playoffs start. Next up in the number 9 spot, we have Paolo Banchero of the Orlando Magic. Now, a lot of the year, me and a lot of other content creators alike and analysts have been absolutely shitting on Paolo Banchero, and for good reason. He has not been that great this year. However, he would not have made this list if it was not for his recent play. He's been way better. When I say way better, he's just seeming to make a lot better decisions on the court. He's not taking as stupider jump shots that he usually is taking. But ultimately, he is averaging 22 points, 8.6 boards per game, which is by far a career high, by the way, and 17th in the NBA. And with this 8.6 boards, he is also 7th in terms of defensive rebounding across the entire NBA, which is nuts. He's also averaging 5 assists on lower than league average true shooting percentage, 56.7. But that, by the way, is a career high. So, congrats. Like, ultimately, Paolo Banchero just makes some really boneheaded decisions a lot of the time, but I've shat on Paolo Banchero enough. Let's look at the positives. Before February, he was making less than 30% of his threes, which, again, was just terrible. But since, he has gotten this up to 33.3%, which is not the biggest jump, however, it's improvement. And it's like 4% better, which is actually a lot. And like I mentioned too, he's been a really, really, really damn good rebounder for this Orlando Magic team. And considering that their centers are not the tallest, like Wendell Carter's 6'9", he doesn't get a lot of rebounds. Their rebounding has really been needed for the Magic side. And also, Paolo Banchero has been one of the best players in terms of getting to the free throw line. He is helping the Magic lead the NBA in free throw makes and attempts per contest, and he is getting there individually the 6th most in the entire NBA and makes the 11th most. But I don't watch enough Magic games to really properly analyze Paolo Banchero, but number 9 spot for him. Next up in the number 8 spot, and you can have this guy higher if you wish, I am going with Pascal Siakam of the Indiana Pacers. Now, he's the leader of the worst team in the Eastern Conference, and believe it or not, the Indiana Pacers are the only team without a win since All-Star break. They are literally on a 13-game losing streak right now, so their tank is going really, really well. Holy crap, the Pacers are going to be good next year if they get a top 3 pick. But he's averaging 24 points per game, which is 18th in the entire NBA on 56.3% true shooting, which is not good. Although it is hard to shoot well when all the defensive tension is going on you because no one else on your team can put the ball in the hoop. So I can kind of give Pascal Siakam some leeway there. And he ultimately just has not shown that he has what it takes to be a lead guy, but we know that he is one of the best second options in the entire association. And alongside Tyrese Haliburton, this dude looks like an all-star. And yes, he made the all-star team this year. I did not think he deserved it, but whatever. And the Pacers with him on the court this season have an offensive rating of 113.9, which is not good by any stretch of the imagination, but without him, this plummets to a disgusting 105.4, which is laughably bad. Like, that is terrible. Like, the Pacers have the worst offensive rating in the NBA at the moment with a 108.8, and that would drop it even more. So, that's just disgusting. However, because he is on a bad team, I feel as if he has become underrated once again. Pascal Siakam is an incredible mismatch attacker, whether that's against someone who's bigger than him, he's quick enough to get around them, or someone that's smaller than him. He's good at using that size to either back him down or just rise up and shoot on top of them. He's one of the most versatile offensive players in the entire league, and he's also an absolutely elite transition player. Whether that's just leaking out at the exact right time to get those long lead passes from his teammates, or able to cross-cut to get a smaller opponent guarding him that he can just mismatch hunt, he's really, really damn good at that. Shout out to Pascal Siakam, number 8 on my list. Next up in the number 7 spot. Now, if you want to have this guy at number 8 and Siakam number 7, that's absolutely fine. I do not mind, but I have the GOAT, LeBron James. Yes, LeBron James is a power forward this year, and he is clearly having his worst season in a very, very long time. He's averaging 21 points per game and 6 rebounds, which are both the lowest since his rookie season, and a pretty good 7 assists still. His age is clearly showing. He's no longer an elite mismatch attacker, which is something that he has been really, really good at the past few seasons, but because of that age, he's 41 years old, for God's sake, he's not able to move as quickly. And because of this, between isolation and post-up scoring, he's only averaging 0.86 points per possession, which is not good at all. His jump shooting is also down quite drastically this season. He's shooting 31.1% on his threes, which is the lowest since his rookie year, where he notoriously could not shoot, by the way. And this is weird considering that he has been really, really solid his past few seasons at the three-point shot. So I don't know what's going on there. He's been a bad catch and shooter this season, and he's lost a major step on defense. He just cannot keep up with the younger athletic players in the NBA anymore, and he just ultimately has some really careless, boneheaded play sometimes. Just very unlike LeBron. He's clearly not in the right headspace. He knows he's retiring soon. He just seems a bit checked out. However, to stop shitting on the GOAT, he's still an absolutely elite passer, and he's one of the best lead passers in the NBA as well. Alongside Luka Doncic, those two have such an incredible passing IQ between them. His overall knowledge and IQ of the game of basketball is still so valuable. He's also really damn good at timing those lob passes to Jackson Hayes and DeAndre Ayton. And inside, he's still an elite scorer. He's shooting 79% at the rim on 206 total attempts. And although this doesn't seem like a lot, keep in mind he has missed quite a lot of time this season. For being 41 years old, the feats that he is still able to accomplish is absolutely insane. And the fact that he's still playing at an elite level, crazy. I have so much respect for him. The longevity is insane. He has still recorded 11 double-doubles this season, as well as 1 triple-double, which is nuts. He's also fairly solid as an off-ball scorer. He's really good at moving without the ball. He's a great cutter, and overall, he shoots 58.3% on his 2-point shots. Shout out the GOAT, my glorious king, LeBron James. Next up in the number 6 spot, we have, and this one's kind of surprising to me because I don't actually really like this guy so much, but he has been impressing me. We have Julius Randle of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, like I said, he has kind of surprised me this season. He's averaging 21.1 points per game, which has actually dropped like a little over a point because of a recent cold spell where the month of February was just not very good for him. But he's also averaging 7 boards and 5 dimes on a little over league average true shooting, 58.8%. The one thing that I will always credit Julius Randle for is the fact that he plays with such intensity and physicality, and he's actually one of the better Victor Wembanyama defenders that I have seen because of his strength. The dude is insanely strong. But overall on offense, he's pretty damn inconsistent. However, when he is on, he can be really damn good. Like, he had a 41-point game against the Portland Trail Blazers, he had a 39-point game against the Houston Rockets, and had a 32-point game recently against OKC, where it just seemed like he was making every mid-range jump shot. And keep in mind, those 3 teams are really damn good defensively. So, like I said, when he's on, he's on. The Timberwolves are also 9 points worse on offense without him on the court, but their defense is also way better when he's off. So, And like I said, he did have a bad month of February. It just wasn't great for him. He was averaging over 23 points or close to 23 points before February, but like I said, has since dropped. He's also been kind of decent when Anthony Edwards has not played this year. So, shout out Julius Randle. He's at number 6. Next up at number 5, we have Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I'm not going to talk about Evan Mobley too much because I have spoken a lot about how disappointed I've been with Evan Mobley. However, he has kind of picked it up recently. He's looking way more confident, looks way more assertive, and like he's making a lot better and quicker decisions, which is great. Probably helps he's playing alongside James Harden now, who's an elite floor raiser, so that helps. But no matter what though, Evan Mobley is still an absolutely elite and impactful defensive player. He holds players almost 12% below their average field goal percentage at the rim. He's also, speaking of that, averaging 1.9 blocks per game, which is tied for second in the NBA, only behind, you'll never guess, Victor Wembanyama, who's averaging more than a block more in second place, which is crazy, by the way. But like I said, I've talked about him a lot to where about how disappointing he's been. And he has had a down year, but he has picked it up slightly. He's also a pretty good passer for his size and position and just the way he plays. He's good to get you a few assists every night. And like I said, he's gotten more confident and he's looked to be a pretty damn good shot creator on his own, which is pretty good. He scores 1 point per possession on his created shots, so it's not too bad. Shout out Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Next up at number 4, we have Chet Holmgren of the OKC Thunder. And yes, this dude is a center, but he's playing at the power forward position because he plays next to iHeart. So, sue me. Chet Holmgren is an absolute defensive monster. He, as well, is averaging 1.9 blocks per game, which is tied second, with Evan Mobley and Jay Huff. Opponents shoot 15.3% worse than their average field goal percentage while guarded by Chet. And because of this is kind of a crazy stat, so keep up. He has saved the most rim points per 100 possessions at 3.2, which is crazy. That leads the NBA by quite a bit. So this means that per 100 possessions, he is saving 3.2 points at the rim because he's deterring opponents or blocking them. He has absolutely incredible defensive instincts and a good defensive contesting technique. He knows how to time the shots. He knows when to just put his arms straight up. He's really, really damn elite. He is a top 3 defender in the NBA, in my opinion. Now, a lot of this is also because players aren't actually that scared to go and contest him. However, when they do, it doesn't usually end well for them. And yeah, he gets better defensive stats a lot of the time than Wemby, like advanced stats, but that's because no one contests Wemby. Chet Holmgren is leading the NBA in terms of defensive rating at a 103.1, which is nuts. He is also third in net rating, only behind Victor Wembanyama, who's number 1, and his own teammate, reigning MVP, SGA. And ultimately, the Thunder are 5 points better with him on the court. Chet is averaging a career high 17.3 points per game and 9 rebounds, which is actually a pretty significant jump from last season. And these 9 rebounds have him 10th in the NBA and 9th in defensive rebounding, which is really, really good on a pretty damn efficient 64.8% true shooting. That's not pretty damn efficient, that's really damn efficient. And although his offense has looked better this season, it is heavily based off of Shai's gravity and the fact that Isaiah Hartenstein is an incredible passer. Their lob connection between them is so damn good. Shout out to Chet Holmgren, he's number 4. Now, moving on to the number 3 position. Now, I originally had this guy at number 2, but I had to switch him with the guy who's now in my number 2. Number 3 is Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. Now, Jalen Johnson is a triple-double monster, and he has had such a good season. Most improved caliber. He's averaging 23 points per game, 10.4 boards, which is 7th in the NBA, and he's 3rd in defensive rebounding. And keep in mind, he's only 6'8", getting that many rebounds, which is nuts. And 8 assists as well per night, which is 4th. What? Those are all career highs, by the way, on 58.5% true shooting. He has 41 double-doubles this season, which is 3rd only behind Karl Anthony Towns and Nikola Jokic, and 13 triple-doubles, which is 2nd only behind Jokic. He's really damn good in transition as well, be it scoring or passing. Whenever he gets out on the open floor, it's pretty much a guaranteed 2 points every single time. He's also a really, really damn good passer for his position and his size. Because he is so big, handling the ball on the perimeter, he's able to see over the smaller defensive players much easier than most. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense with all the stuff that he can do. He's very, very talented. And with the departure of Trae Young and the fact that they don't have an actual point guard on this team anymore, he has become the lead playmaker on the Atlanta Hawks. However, a big red flag from him is that his half-court offense is just kind of okay. Like, the Hawks are a little under 4 points better with him on the court compared to off, which is not the biggest margin, but Jalen Johnson is just ultimate. Why the fuck is my nose so itchy? Jalen Johnson does struggle against good defenses, especially those who are around the same size as him who can play on the perimeter, and they can force him into some not great choices in terms of shot selection. But Jalen Johnson has been really, really damn good this season. Shout out to him. He's at number 3. And coming in at number 2, we have Scottie Barnes of the Toronto Raptors. I love Scottie Barnes. This dude is another defensive animal. He averages 1.4 steals and 1.6 blocks per game, which makes him average 3 stocks per game, which is 2nd in stocks per game and stocks total, only behind Victor Wembanyama. He is 7th in the NBA in blocks per game, and he is the shortest in the top 10 by quite a significant amount, being only 6'8", and he is 17th in steals, and he is the only player in the NBA who is top 20 for both of those things. And in my opinion, he should very, very easily be an all-defensive first team this season. The Raptors are also 7 points better when he is playing. His field goal percentage is at the highest it has ever been, but the 3-point shooting is just below 30%, which is not great. But he is also shooting a career high 84% from the charity stripe, which is a pretty significant leap from his previous record. Going back to his defense, Scottie Barnes has played with a different level of physicality and intensity that I've never seen him play with before. And I love it. He has adapted so well alongside Brandon Ingram and Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett this season. And because BI is taking on a lot of the scoring burden, Scottie Barnes has put a lot of his focus on being the most versatile player in the NBA. He's a great rebounder, he's a really underrated playmaker, and he has just an absolutely incredible read on the game. He will never wow you with how many points he scores, but he does not have to. This dude is so impactful in so many different ways. He does a little bit of everything on the court, something that the majority of NBA players cannot say themselves. Shout out Scottie Barnes, he's at number 2. Now, number 1, we don't really have to talk about this one too much. This is probably the most obvious number 1 spot of all the positions. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I do not care that he's only played 36 games this season. If you think that anyone else is better than Giannis this season, are you off your head? Do you need to go and get your head checked? Because if you think anybody at the power forward position has been better than Giannis this year, Jesus Christ. Nobody, and I mean nobody at this position holds a candle to him. He's averaging the best true shooting percentage of his career, and he's still giving you 28, 10, and 5.5 per game. He is still the most physically dominant player in the entire NBA. And there's nothing you can do to stop him once he gets down low. I don't know what to tell you. It's very obvious why Giannis is number 1 at the power forward list. So, yeah. Now, that would be all from me in terms of my top 10 power forwards of this NBA season. Let me know if you guys agree. Let me know if you don't agree. Who would you put where instead? But like I said in the intro, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.